Hello, everybody. I hope you're all having a good morning or afternoon, depending on where you are. My name is Gers Fiesman. I am going to be hosting this event on the Fukuoka Startup Ecosystem Report. Thank you very much to everybody for being here. I'm going to show to mention a little bit about the agenda we have for today while we wait for a few more attendees that confirmed the event. So basically, again, thank you very much for being here on the presentation of the Fukuoka Startup Ecosystem Report. We are very excited at StartupBlink to be showing you the results of this study we made to show you and the world the great strides that have been made in Fukuoka in the last couple of years in what regards their Startup Ecosystem Report. Okay. So basically, the agenda of the event is going to be a relatively short event, around 40 minutes, we estimate. Okay, the idea is to have first a presentation by StartupBlink, by me, Gers Fiesman, data manager of StartupBlink. I'm going to give a brief presentation of the report and what you can be expecting on the report. The second part of the event is going to be a panel by Tomoko Nakashima. Tomoko Nakashima is the international coordinator of the Fukuoka city government, and he's going to be discussing about what the local government is working on regarding the startup ecosystem. And after Tomoko, we will be having Rikako Nishiura. He's also the international coordinator, but for JETRO Fukuoka, one of our partner organizations on the writing of this report. So we hope you find this very enlightening and that you understand in a better way what's going on in the Fukuoka startup ecosystem. Okay, so I encourage you all to introduce yourself on the chat. Okay, and we will also be sharing the link to download the Fukuoka Startup Ecosystem Report. We've already shared it there. And also feel free to also click on the link to the Startup Ecosystem, Fukuoka Startup Ecosystem portal, a portal in which we basically do a deep dive into, we basically show all a lot of stakeholders from the city, startups, co-working spaces, accelerators, as well as very interesting information about what's going on there. Okay, so please introduce yourself in the chat, and let's see if we wait 30 more seconds for more attendees to join, and we'll get started. Oh, I forgot to mention after the Rikako Nishura presentation, we are going to have a period of questions. So basically, you feel free to ask questions in the chat, and I'll be answering these questions about the ecosystem. Okay. So thank you very much for being here. I will be starting the presentation now. Okay. So as I mentioned earlier, I am Gers Fiesman, the data manager of StartupBlink, and we are really excited to show the results of this study about the Fukuoka startup ecosystem. We feel that promoting ecosystems is a key part of developing this ecosystem. So especially ecosystems that are not the primary ecosystem of a given country, so which is the status Fukuoka is right now. So basically, as products, we need as products that we see startup ecosystems, we believe they need to be promoted and marketed. Okay, So yeah, the agenda of my presentation is going to be the following. We are going to give you a little bit of an introduction to StartupBlink, what do we do, and why we were chosen to write this report. And yeah, and basically not only the report, but collect the information of for the startup portal. Then we are going to go on a little bit of an explanation of where we get our what's our research methodology, let's say, and where we get our raw data. Sorry. And then the last part, the longest part, is going to be the findings. Okay, the findings of this report, the key results of this report, and what are the next steps for Fukuoka. Okay, so about StartupBlink. StartupBlink is a global startup ecosystem map and research center. We are basically an all-in-one shop for startup ecosystems around the world. We work with hundreds of organizations around the world in the development of startup ecosystem. We provide services, so we will provide promoting services and marketing services, data gathering services, consulting services. So yeah, a one-stop shop for everything that's related to startup ecosystems. And one of our partners, of course, is the city of Fukuoka and JETRO. So basically, we are working side by side with them with the goal of developing the Fukuoka Startup Ecosystem. One of our main products is the annual Global Startup Ecosystem Index, in which we rank more than 1,000 cities and 100 countries. And we evaluate the strength of the startup ecosystems of those locations and rank them to find out what are the best places around the world. What are the best places around the world to launch a startup? This report is downloaded and used by hundreds of thousands of stakeholders of startup ecosystems and startups and whatnot, innovation hubs, etc. And they to make decisions about investment and relocation of people and organizations. So yeah, that's why we were selected to run this report, to write this report, and we feel comfortable that we've done a good job on it. So yeah, here is a little bit of a mention of the data we have gathered for this report. Our primary sources of data in general for all, we use a blanket approach of gathering data through international startup directories and importing them to the map. So we use directories such as Crunchbase, Coworker, and others, global directories that we are confident have a lot of data on all from cities around the world. Okay, so yeah, for our partners, we also do active mapping, in which we go deeper into the ecosystem and do more research to gather information that may not be found on the international directories. So yeah, basically with that information, we run an algorithm in which we, as I mentioned earlier, we rank the ecosystems, and it takes into account quantity parameters, quality parameters, and business parameters. Quantity is about raw amounts, number of startups, number of accelerators, number of co-working spaces, whatnot. Quality is more about how good those entities are doing. So valuations, investment in the ecosystem, traction of the companies, the unicorns. And then business scores are mostly country level parameters in which we basically extrapolate to the cities of that country but also mixed with a few city level parameters, such as the top universities that are in the city. As mentioned before, we invite you to visit the link that is here, fukuoka.startuplink.com, to check out the portal of the startup ecosystem of Fukuoka that we have prepared as part of this project. Okay, it's a really nice tool to see what's going on in the ecosystem, what people are building, what people are working on, and what is the support they're getting. Okay, so for the meat of my presentation, we have the results and key insights from the report section. Basically, the idea here is to present what we have found in writing this. The first thing is a bit of an overview. Okay, Fukuoka, sorry. International Strategic Special Zone for Global Startups and Job Creations. Fukuoka offers a lot of support for startups. We have found that Fukuoka is in a very strategic position to attract talent. It has a young workforce, and it has a lot of connections to the rest of the world. So it has all the ingredients to become a truly national, regional, and even global hub when critical masses are achieved. In our rankings, our global startup ecosystem index, these are the results Fukuoka has gotten this year. So basically, Fukuoka is currently the number four startup ecosystem in Japan. We'll go deeper into that later. Number 21 in East Asia, and number 214th in the world. Remember, we rank 1,000. Well, we actually evaluate more than 1,000 cities around the world. We only rank 1,000, round their number, and we show the rankings of those top 1,000. And Fukuoka is currently the 214th, which is not bad at all. And of course, number 4th in Japan is a really, really interesting ranking for the city. Okay, so basically in Japan, nobody will be surprised that the first spot in Japan for startup ecosystem belongs to Tokyo. Sorry. Then the second is Osaka is the second city, and Kyoto is the third, with Fukuoka being the fourth and Nagoya on the fifth spot. What we have found is that Fukuoka is getting closer to Kyoto, okay, in the rankings, and it's widening the gap with Nagoya. What we evaluate in these cases is the actual raw score achieved by a given city, by a given location, and basically the gap in these scores is getting narrower between Kyoto and Fukuoka, and it's getting wider between Nagoya and Fukuoka. So the goal right now for Fukuoka should be to be to become the third ecosystem in Japan, and it looks like the gap is narrowing down. So it is exciting to see this, of course, for people that are working on the development of the ecosystem, such as ourselves, but mostly, of course, to local developers, which work side by side with entrepreneurs every day. What we also analyze are the top industries that we have in the ecosystem, and the first one, StartupBlink analyzes 11 different industries. Okay, so basically the idea is to rank locations in these industries, and we have found that the top industry for Fukuoka is social and leisure. This includes sub-industries such as gaming or tourism, etc. So Fukuoka is the #2 ecosystem in Japan in this industry, just behind Tokyo. Okay, another top industry is software and data. Fukuoka manages to overcome Osaka in this industry, and it's third in the country, just behind Kyoto. And another one in which we have a relative strength is hardware and IoT, #4 in Japan. So basically, even though Fukuoka is 4th in Japan here, the same as its global rank, global rankings. In hardware and IoT, the city is 32 spots higher ranked than in the global rankings. So we also consider the city is doing a good job in this industry. And yeah, basically the idea of this final slide is to sorry, is to understand how the gap is getting narrower. The idea is to see how Fukuoka is basically growing in the rankings, okay, +1, but the other cities considered in an East Asian setting, of course, the other cities, Osaka and Kyoto, with which Fukuoka is competing nationally, are decreasing. So yeah, we are definitely optimistic on the strength of Fukuoka right now to become an East Asian hub, and even overcome Kyoto in the medium term as Japan's third startup ecosystem. As I mentioned, we have several parameters in the algorithm that we evaluate, and we just wanted to mention quickly in this slide in which ones Fukuoka Startup Ecosystem is overperforming. Basically, the idea is to this is a bit mixed, but in quantity, the ecosystem is overperforming in amount of startups, co-working spaces, and accelerators. The ecosystem is doing a good job compared to what should be expected at its rank on these 3 parameters. And on quality, strategic branches, these are branches from multinational tech organizations in which the city is overperforming, and the traction of top startups. Startups from the city are highly visible. On business score, these are the parameters, but they are national level parameters, so are not as relevant for the conversation. And yeah, that's the presentation from me. Thank you very much for everybody. Again, this is the URL for downloading the report. We invite you to do it, and we also invite you to visit fukuoka.startuplink.com to see the portal of the city. Okay, the next speaker will be Tomoko Nakashima, the international coordinator from Fukuoka City Government. Welcome, Tomoko. Thank you for being here.
Hello, thank you for the introduction. My name is Tomoko Nakashima from Fukuoka City Government, and I will start my presentation. Sorry for taking time. Hello, everyone. I'm Tomoko Nakashima from Fukuoka City Government. I would like to introduce the Startup Support Initiative being undertaken by Fukuoka City. Fukuoka City is located in the center of East Asia, and they are direct flights to major cities, Asian cities such as Shanghai, Singapore, Bangkok, and Taipei. The population of Fukuoka City is 1.63 million. Fukuoka City is a crowded city and has the highest population growth rate among Japanese cities. Fukuoka City is an incredible livable city. Fukuoka is a unique city that seamlessly blends city and nature, traditional Japanese culture, and modern living. In a recent poll, Fukuoka was voted the #1 most livable city in Japan. Being designated as a national strategic special zone from the national government, it made relaxation of regulation and system reform. It widely became startup environment that they could be much more active. Furthermore, in 2020, Japanese government has selected Fukuoka City as one of the global startup cities in Japan. Having been selected, startups in Fukuoka City can join acceleration program from top accelerator, such as Techstars and Will, to expand their business. Next, I'm going to explain about startup support menu. We have an incubation facility as place for entrepreneurs called Fukuoka Growth Next and Startup Cafe. There, you can meet with venture capital's consultants and receive help in funding their business startup, as well as assistance in finding human resources and providing business matching opportunities. There is also a support menu for overseas startups. For example, startup visas, consultation on localization and incorporation, rent subsidies for housing and office spaces. Firstly, we have a startup incubation facility called Fukuoka Growth Next, which has their own acceleration program, mentoring, events, and so on. It houses 190 companies, including sponsors and functions as a center of Fukuoka Startup Ecosystem. Since it opened in 2017, the amount of their fundraising are $20 billion. There is a description of FGN's facilities. There are 3 types of spaces: team rooms, shared office, and co-working spaces. The Startup Cafe provides free consultation with the...
Tomoko, I'm very sorry. No, it's me. I'm very sorry. We are having trouble seeing the slides. It's frozen.
Oh, really?
So can you stop sharing and start sharing again?
Oh, okay.
Because we can see the slides.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, no. Sorry, we have a problem. Sorry.
No worries. Let's wait a couple of minutes to see if we can solve it. So thank you everybody for sharing about the unavailability to look at the slides from Tomoko. Let's see if we can fix that in the next couple of minutes, and if not, we probably can jump to Rikako's presentation, and then we go back to Tomoko's one. Let's wait a couple of minutes, and if not, we can switch a bit the order so they can solve the presentation issues at their side. We're very sorry for the inconvenience. Okay, seems like they have been able to fix.
Can you see the slide now?
Yes, can you move to the second slide to see if yes, now it's better. Now it's better.
Oh, okay.
Very sorry that we mentioned it a bit late, but please, if you want to do a bit of an overview of the first couple of slides, and then and then go back to where you were. Thanks, Tomoko.
So you couldn't see the slide from the beginning?
No, and I think you're having the same problem again, Tomoko. Can you move this? Can you move slides again? Yeah, we're having the same issue.
Okay. The slide show じゃなく。じゃあ、現場の表示から一回ミュートしてもらえますか？いや、それをまだ入れ込めですね。
Tomoko, if you click on sharing as a slide, I think you might be able to move it as a slideshow. Rikako, would you be comfortable to do your presentation now, and we'll wait for Tomoko to solve her issues?
Sure, no problem.
Issues? Yes.
So
okay.
there might be the same problem as well. So if my screen is not working as well, please let me know.
Okay, yeah. Present it as a slideshow, and I'll let you know as soon as possible. We're very sorry, everybody, for the problems. Thanks, Rikako.
I hope you can see my screen now. Is it working?
I can see your screen. Yes.
Okay.
I'm on the first slide. Can you move to the second just to it looks
yeah,
like
I think it's smooth. So
Perfect.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'll start
Great.
my presentation. Okay, once again, thank you so much for having us here today. And good morning or good afternoon. My name is Rika from JETRO Fukuoka. And I think Tomoko will explain about the appealing and fascinating environment of Fukuoka City. So I would like to introduce what kind of support we can offer to you. So first of all, let me introduce who we are. JETRO, which stands for Japan External Trade Organization, is a government-related agency that works to promote mutual trade and investment between Japan and other countries. We have mainly 4 missions, and we are looking for startups or companies that are willing to invest in Japanese market and collaborate with Japanese companies. We made a short promotional video, so please take a look. I hope it works.
Throughout history, Japan has always been a land of innovation. Today, nations need to come together to tackle unprecedented global challenges. Japan's flourishing business environment and technological prowess makes the nation the best partner for your business. Japan leads the charge in the fight against climate change. with 24% of the world's patents for hydrogen technology. To support an aging society, Japan has transformed itself into an innovative powerhouse in healthcare technology, robotics, and mobility. The nation's vibrant ecosystem offers abundant opportunities for innovation and creativity to flourish. A society in which nature and humanity coexist. A nation with a unique blend of tradition, modernity, and ambition. So partner with Japan and make your vision come to life. Let's come together to build a brighter future for the world.
Okay. If there is a company who is interested in the Japanese market, we would like to suggest Invest Japan and JBridge. And as JETRO Fukuoka, our team is working on attracting foreign companies to Fukuoka, and we work very close to local governments like Fukuoka City. For the companies who are seeking for setting up or expanding business in Fukuoka, we are able to provide information, facility, and network anytime for free. We focus on attracting projects that use new technologies and business models that can help revitalize the regional economy. JBridge is a business platform to facilitate collaboration between Japan and overseas companies. JETRO supports cross-border open innovation for accelerating digital and green transformation. JBridge members are Japanese companies who are interested in collaborating with overseas companies. And since the launch of this project in 2021, as the graph shows, we have got over 1,700 registrations from various industries, ranging from ICT to trading, chemicals, finance, and manufacturing. Of course, many members are based in Fukuoka, so we can help you meet with them. So it was a kind of like short presentation, but finally, our doors are always open for you. So if you need any kind of support, please feel free to contact us or your nearest JETRO office. You can find your closest office from here. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Rikako. Very interesting presentation about the options that are being offered by JETRO around the world. If anybody is interested in setting up a company or investing in Japan, well, you know where to go. You know what some of the opportunities are and who you can contact in case you have any doubts. JETRO. Okay, so yeah, thank you very much, Rikako. Let's see if Tomoko has been able to solve her problems with the presentation. Are you there, Tomoko?
Yes, but sorry, we cannot like solve the problem of the slides. So I guess like I just like shortcut.
I think maybe if you can just a suggestion, you can maybe open it and put the slideshow on, because I think you weren't putting the slideshow on before. You know what I mean? As in full screen.
Well,
if not, you can just give us the presentation.
I just like open and then did the like a slideshow. So I think it's 2 times. So already,
Okay.
So I think, yeah. So I just like briefly like explain about the what kind of support we have. So we have we have a global network in cooperation with 15 partners in 11 countries, regions, overseas. We support overseas expansion of startup in Fukuoka and entry of overseas startup into Fukuoka. We have a global support. We have a support for global startup from overseas, and there is a place called Global Startup Center in the FGN that I mentioned before. And for the support, we have a startup visa, allow you to stay for up to 1 year in order to establish a company. Startup visa is used in Fukuoka City at the top level in Japan. And as for another support from Fukuoka City, there is also a POC support program. If you are selected to the program, you will receive support such as provision of demonstration field and PR from Fukuoka City government. So far, more than 90 projects has been adopted, including overseas startups. Yes, thank you very much for having me, and this is my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tomoko. I think Rikako shared her email on the chat, so if anybody is interested in getting in touch with Tomoko, please share your email also on the chat if there's no problem, Tomoko. Okay. For anybody interested in going to Fukuoka and invest in the city or starting a business there. Amazing. So yeah, those were the 3 presentations that were scheduled for the event. Thank you very much for everybody that attended. We are sorry for some of the inconveniences, but I think we got the general idea of the opportunities available from the 2 organizations that presented here. I would like to invite you to ask questions if there are any. No pressure, but if there are any questions, please let us know through the chat. I will also share my email if there are any doubts about the report per se and not the initiatives. If you have doubts on the initiatives, opportunities, I think the best people to answer are Tomoko or Rikako. But if you have any doubts about StartupBlink or about the report or the portal specifically, please feel free to send me an email and I'll be more than happy to help you. Okay. So yeah, let's wait a couple of seconds, 30 seconds or so, to see if there are any questions about the event. And we are also sharing there the links to downloading the Fukuoka Startup Ecosystem Report, as well as the link to the portal. Okay, so we have from Michael Waits, sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. He says, Fukuoka is such a great city. Can we have a conversation about how livable Fukuoka is as a city and how easy it is to get to the rest of Asia from the airport? In particular, those 2 have never been to Fukuoka, so I don't really feel that comfortable with answering the question. About the airports, yes, there are a lot of direct flights to the rest of Asia, but if Tamako or Rikako want to join here and answer about the livability of Fukuoka as a city, how is it a nice walkable city, or is it more for cars, or is it a good place for foreigners, a nice place for foreigners or for digital nomads, etc.? Do you have any views on that, Tomoko or Rikako?
Tomoko-san, would you like to go first, or?
We have an international airport, and to the center of the city, it takes like within 10 minutes. And also, we have a direct flight from Fukuoka. We have Shanghai. We have Shanghai, Hong Kong, and Singapore, and Bangkok. So lots of major city that is in 1,000 kilometers. So that's what Michael said. It's very convenient.
And also what I like about Fukuoka is that you can enjoy both the city part and the nature. So the city part is really as Tomoko mentioned, like it's really close to the airport and Hakata station. But if you go like 20 or 30 minutes, like on train, you can go to the you can enjoy the mountain views, and also you can see the islands. So yeah, it's
amazing.
really livable
It seems like
place.
a very nice place, combining nature and urban amenities. What about the public transportation? Is there a good public transportation around the city to move throughout Fukuoka? Is there bicycle lanes, etc.? That's what Michael is asking also about that.
We have a public transportation. So we have a subway, Fukuoka City subway, and also all the places is basically buses cover all the city area, and that's a private company. And also we have I think lots of citizens prefer to ride bicycle. And also we have a bicycle sharing system, so we can you can just ride and you can drop, almost expanding the area. So I think it's very convenient.
Amazing. Thank you very much, both of you, for answering this question. It's very interesting to know also from what's going on the ground per se, because of course we analyze it from outside with the data, etc. But it's of course key to know what it looks like, what it feels like to live there. So thank you very much for your comments there. Great. So I think there are no more questions. So again, thank you very much to everybody for joining the conversation here. Thank you very much, Tamako, Rikako. It's been a pleasure to have you here. It's been really great. Please don't forget to download the report, to visit the portal. It's very interesting to get the whole perspective about Fukuoka as a startup city. And yeah, that is about it. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you very
Thanks.
much.